Hey YouTube, so we're gonna record this kind of quick and kind of dirty. Hopefully that's fine, you know. You know, as compared to the super high production values of every other video I've recorded. But I'm in the middle of building something and I kind of want to get back to building it. So I have been thinking about whether or not I build a Love and Thunder Thor costume basically since we had some of the earliest teasers, that picture we weren't sure if was authentic, the kind of Hawkman looking one. Yeah, I've been thinking about this since then. Um, and I've been working on it here and there as more information dropped. And the other day we had that Empire magazine photo get released, uh, which is the best reference we've gotten so far, and is finally good enough for me to kind of lock into some things that I've been tweaking and fiddling with and getting closer. And of course, I'm going to try to record videos of how I'm doing this. Fairly specific videos, including the scale arms, which are at this point like 75% done. They kind of have been for a while, but the last 2 years have not been great for working on stuff, and I kind of needed to step away from the project, but now I have motivation to finish it, and now I know what color I want to paint the scales, because there was a point I was wondering that, like in Infinity War, the scales were more like metallic black, or just, glossy black, whatever you want to call that. Anyway, so what I have been working on is I actually used the same Pepakura file that I used for my Infinity War costume, scaled up a little bit, as I am a little bit larger than I was a few years ago. Blame that Quarantine 15. Uh, so yeah, that's this here, which actually does a fantastic job of kind of bulking me out. This is going to be the most muscular I've ever looked in a costume. A little inauthentically so. Like, there is enough extra room in the pecs that you could run a Hot Wheels track through there. Yeah, no, I did a little like YouTube short thing of what that looks like with me in it. Um, but that actually is turning out real well. And then I've been working on a pattern to go over the top of that. That kind of goes over one of the pecs. And then this is what I've got for the rest of the torso. Now, I usually like scan these patterns and put them up on the internet for anybody who wants to use them. I honestly feel pretty good about the accuracy on this, but it's obviously not going to be 100% accurate. It does map to that Pepakura file. So if you happen to use that Pepakura file, I'll throw a link in the description. And if you scale it up 10% 3 times, which is what I needed to do, I'm like 6'3". I wear like sized waist 32 pants. So that fits me. A little tight around the waist, but I need to sneak in some sit-ups anyway. Um, yeah, if you scale that up 30%, and if that fits you, then this pattern maps to this perfectly, essentially. Um, so I'm kind of doing a quick update before I start cutting out fake leather and gluing it onto this. This thing is going to be a sweat box. This thing is going to be so hot. Um, not in an attractive way, although maybe I don't have the best read on that. Like I'm not the guy to make that call. And if it does, like when I pop out of this, it's gonna be like All Might from My Hero Academia deflating. I'm gonna be like half the size out of it that I am in it. It's a little bit funny that way. I don't know. Um, yeah, I will post more updates on this as I go. Um, I'll cut to like some video of me calling out specific details I noticed on the costume as I was paying attention to reference. And then, yeah. Alright, so we're going to use my archaic paint program here to use as a visual aid to specifically call note to some of what I'm seeing on this costume. There we go. Let's do an aqua. There's not any aqua anywhere on the costume. Anyway, so we're going to call out some stuff that I noticed, like as far as building this goes. So first of all, it looks like this here is a seam. Like there's two separate plates. There's this underplate and this overplate, presumably so that you can bend at the waist, which would be lovely. What I've done so far has not hasn't haven't really been able to bend at the waist. So, besides that, man, I don't know. There's like, sorry, this is a new kind of format for me. Uh, God, I just love that I have decent reference now. I've had to like surmise so many things, like his like loincloth tabard thing. It does have the two dangly things on either side, like his Age of Ultron and the Dark World costumes too, which I always liked as a detail. So I'm glad they've brought that back. Um, I like the parts of this that feel like an amalgamation of Thor's previous costumes. Like, I wasn't sold on the blue at first, when the image we had to go off of was this one, this first image that we had that we weren't sure if it was real or not. Yeah, I wasn't sold on the costume when I was looking at this, but I kind of knew it wouldn't be that hyper saturated in the actual movie. It's close. Like I love the metallic blue on this. Like that is doing a lot for me. That is getting me there. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna build that seam into the costume. Um, Yeah, it is interesting to me, and this is just because I've done a lot of Thor costumes. Like, no, I would have assumed that these, like his diamond scales, tend to, you know, boy, that's an awful diamond. I am drawing with a mouse. Normally they go like horizontally, where these ones seem to be going vertically, which is interesting. And I don't know. I guess it's more slimming that way. The ones on the legs almost seem more square, but they do seem to be skewing a little bit more vertically. Now, of course, the problem with this reference is it's not technically referencing the costume I want to build, because I kind of want to build this one mostly just because of the scale arms. I kind of need the scale arms to look buff. Also, I like building them. I have my newest set is like 75% of the way done, and it's going to look great when it's painted. The other interesting question for me is with, sorry, Jane, going to crop you out, but not out of my heart. Okay, maybe that was a little creepy, coming along a little strong. So we're just don't worry about it. Just don't think about it. It's fine. It's fine. On his like armored up costume, in some of the art, like this central section goes silver, but only in some of the art. It's the same way on the yeah. There's another, essentially the same art but without the scale arms. Another interesting discrepancy: only one shoulder pad, even though we see him with two in all the trailers. Anyway, um, I've been debating whether or not to do that central section in silver. All the action figures have it. See that? That's the face of good reference. That's what I was working with before this dropped. So yeah, like the action figures have that silver section, but the box art for the action figure, for the Legends action figure, doesn't. It's the same blue color. Like though that's where stuff doesn't disagree. I don't know. Like I kinda want to do this section silver. I kind of want to do it blue. I'll probably do it blue to kind of err on the side of caution. It's also kind of interesting to me, like how wrong some of the colors on this are. Like those are not gold on anything else. And what the heck? Like there's 7 and 8 orbs, you guys, and that doesn't show up on literally anything else. Also, like, do I do the scales on the hands in gold? I think I probably will. When I do the scales on the arm, I'll do the scales on the hands in gold. Anyway, but like this other orb doesn't show up in any of the art, but does it show up in the more armored version? I kind of doubt it. I don't think these are going to go gold when he does his, Act 3, get extra armor and a helmet thing. Yeah, no, I'm probably going to keep those black. I'm probably not going to add those. I'll probably do those gold. I don't know. Like, there's still a bit of guesswork. There's still some stuff that I'm probably going to get wrong. Yeah, there's some other decent reference. Man, like, I've been going off of promotional art for so long, and there's so much I've looked at that is just, like, not accurate. And, oh, I'm just so happy we now have this Empire magazine photo. And yeah, that's what has dictated a lot of the pattern I've built. So, cool. Boy, wasn't that a seamless transition into that and also out of it back to this video? Yeah, incredibly professional, almost astonishingly so. Yeah, no, I'm excited how this costume's going to turn out. I'm kind of utilizing everything I've learned over the years doing every different Thor costume, except a costume from Ragnarok. Never did one of those. Um, and I'm also looking to add some LEDs to this costume, which is hopefully going to add a little bit of extra spice in a visual sense, not in a Dune sense, to the costume. But I'm looking forward to keeping you guys updated. I'll see you soon.